I had an experience as a social work grad student last semester. I was working in a field that was really closely related with children's services, and so I dealt with parents in a lot of crisis, pretty regular crisis, and you deal mainly with the mothers, but then a lot of times there's a father in the picture. So at one point we had a family I was working in the hospital, and I had gone in to do an assessment for a family, and there's some interesting stuff going on with them, and we got consulted for a handful of reasons. But I went in there and I was doing my assessment, and I think I got 2 to 3 questions in before I was met with total opposition and really quickly asked to actually leave the room. And that never happened to me before, and I was kind of confused. And it turns out there was a myriad of things going on with that family, and plenty of reasons that they did not want me to be in their room. But I felt really small for one of the first times ever, because he asked me to leave, but then the man in the room followed me out and insisted that I'd go get all these certain pieces of information, and their case was supposed to be really confidential, and basically framed all of his requests in a way where I didn't have a choice. He was basically like, I'm going to take you here so you can get these papers so I can make sure that you're doing your job right. And it escalated the next day. I mean, that day I had spent the majority of the day in the office because I felt so afraid. I mean, he got in my face at one point and was verbally escalating, and it was extremely terrifying. And then ended up the next day he had to get formally escorted out. So my reactions were not too extreme. He was in endangerment to people around me. So yeah, and I had an assessment with his wife, and she was very clearly being oppressed by her husband, and yeah, that was really sad. And I got this really tiny miniature glimpse of maybe what she felt on a daily basis, and that just sucked. So